Good morning, Cog Squad. It's Brooke with Mrs. Cog Hill Farm, and it's a sunshiny, warm day here in Alabama. This morning I fed already and I had pants on while I did that, but I started thinking, you know what? I'm not going through the rest of the day with pants on. So I went in and I took my pants off, but I put some shorts on. So we're all safe there. My legs are working on changing from the winter scene to the summer scene. Got some sunscreen on my face and ready to tackle the day, whatever it brings at me. It's already brought me a little heartache this morning, so to speak. I knew what I had to do today, and it was move some chickens to the new bus. The room that Jason built in the back, Jason and myself, is complete, and you would think that I would go ahead and move those little ones, but I moved them to the stall and they're doing well. The cream leg bars, yes, that's right, the cream leg bars and also the copper Morans. So they've got plenty of space. I don't have to be in a hurry about moving them, but what I did want to get moved was Loki, who you just heard crow, and his mate, who is Sylvie 1. And there's another little bantam hen that I saw for a brief minute, but I couldn't catch her. And I knew this was going to be a challenge for me, so I did not video it. And he got me. He got me good on my bottom of my leg. Take a peek. Can see right there. He thinks he's He-Man. I am starting to think he might be right. But today is his lucky day because many people would put him in the stew pot. But I'm going to give him a second chance. I'm going to give him a chance to go in with some other hens. So there's 2 roosters in there. There's Ryan and the neck and neck rooster. And I'm going to give him a chance to see if he can't change into a better attitude. We've had him and his wife, actually he had 2 wives to begin with, and something happened to one of them. So he has his Seabright wife, and he actually has another little bantam. I don't know exactly what she is, but that he calls his wife. And they're the only things that are left over here in this pasture that is where the Victorian Crown pigeons and Mary Carl's pigeons are. And we are going to cut that fence to where, well, I'll just show you. The grass you can see is grown up in here, and I did not cut it purposely because we're going to put a panel over and let the horses come through over here because there won't be any feed sitting on the ground anymore once I catch that last little bantam. And there's no reasons why the horses can't enjoy that grass because that's what they will be doing in the future anyway, once we rebuild the aviary. And some of y'all may have missed that. The aviary where it is just an eyesore, and it has been since we moved here to the farm. The purple pigeon palace is just, you know, it was a temporary fix, but it's unsightly. And we would like to have something better for them. So the area in the backyard where the raised bed gardens are on Mama's side, where when she looks out her back window, she's okay with this. She will see the crown pigeons as well as Mary Carl's ringneck doves will go in there as well. And we haven't quite decided what we're going to do with the flying pigeons. They don't require much space. A lot of people have what you call a kit box, and all they do is they fly around all day long. They don't go up until it's time to sleep, and that's when they eat, and then they go out the next morning. So we may have to come up with a different solution for that, but first things first, got to get Sylvie 1 and Loki moved, and that's going to be in the room that we built. Now, hopefully he doesn't get me anymore when I release him out. I mean, I feed him every single day. You would think that that little man would realize that I'm good to him. He doesn't do that to Jason, and this isn't the first time. He attacks Mary Carl, he attacks myself, and I've had him for, I think it's been 5 years since we went and got the tractor. I stopped at Tractor Supply, the tractor we bought used from a gentleman in Alexander City, and we were without Seabrights at the time. So we picked up 3 Seabrights, and they've been with us ever since. So, you know, I want him to stick around, but I want his behavior to change. He may not be able to stick around, but we're going to give it a try. So I've got a water, I've got some feed, and first thing I'm going to do is get those guys moved today. All right, Loki, you think your attitude's going to change a little bit when I get you moved? I know. Y'all, he's got a bit of a sore leg, and that happened when I went with Mary Carl on my trip. down south. Jason messaged me and said, don't know what happened to Loki, but something's wrong with his leg. There's not any roosters over here to beat him up. Only thing I can figure is he tried to take on a peacock, which is very possible because he thinks he's little Superman and can whip up on anything. Well, I've got Loki and Sylvie won, and we are headed to the new room in the back of the coop. I've got their water and their feed in here, but I did not think about a roost. So that means I'm either going to put him back in the cage when I put a little area for him and her to sleep on, or I'm going to get kicked again. And by kicked, oh, we got to come up with a way to shut this when we're inside. We didn't think of that. It stays a little bit, but a bantam could probably squeeze through there, especially a chick. All right, Loki, I'm going to hold you. When you come out, a lot of people say that if you'll hold a mean rooster, just hold them up next to you and tell them how beautiful they are. Loki, you sure are a good boy. Look at his spurs. If you want to know why he did damage, that's why. We put that little zip tie on his leg years ago. It's not causing him any trouble except for his spurs outgrew his toes. You hear all those girls, don't you? Yeah. You're going to be loose with a bunch of women, and I hope it'll change your attitude, because you're a beautiful, beautiful guy, and I want you to continue to be able to live here, but you can't keep scarring me up. No, you can't. All right, Loki, you're going down first, buddy. Right there, right there. You're okay. All right, there comes Sylvie. And you can see she's found the water, and I'm gonna go find I think I've got a 2x2 that I can screw up temporarily until we get a roost built that'll be suitable for 3 little bantams, especially when I catch the 3rd one. It'll be fine. Well, I got a bunch of girls saying they still haven't laid their egg yet, so I'm gonna do the boxes one by one, and we're gonna gather eggs before I go get my materials to fix their roost. All right, let's see what we got here. I think I'm gonna need a big basket. Gonna require a big basket today. We got, look at here, 2 green eggs together, and then another one makes 3. 5. Oops, this one rolled down a little too hard. We're gonna count it as number 6, but we're gonna keep going. 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. All right, 19 on this side. Get the peg tag out. And I got 3 girls sitting in here. 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, and one more makes 39 over here. Girls, y'all are doing good. Got 3 girls in this box. Well, not so good on this side, but that's okay. Number 40, 41, 42, and 43. And 1 girl in a box. Nope, 2 girls in the box. 43. And Mr. Thomas is catching on real quick to treat time. I gave out Scratch as soon as I came in. I didn't video it. I had too much in my hands, but he's doing perfect. And he's getting along with all the girls. Cheese, Ryan the rooster. I think all is well. Just as I pulled up at the barn, it started raining. And we're not supposed to have that big of a chance today. It's supposed to start back on Monday. But who knows? It sure is raining right now. I'm sure y'all can hear it. I also made another change this morning as I'm coming back in the barn. Y'all can probably hear them a little more than the rain. The rain stopped. Here's the other change. Come here, babies. Come here. Come here. Look how tall they've gotten. This is the grow out section of the brooder. Come on. Come on. Come on, it's okay. Come on. Come on. They had just about started coming to me in the trough that they were in. And then I felt like I needed to move them because as soon as the water and shavings got cleaned out, of course, it was right back wet again. Come on, it's okay. Yeah, that's a good baby. Come on. Come on. Don't they look like little bowling ball pins? They're so straight up. And they've got about 4 or 6 more inches before they'll have to be moved out of here. I have not moved the mallards yet. They're still in the same location that they were. And that is for their own safety. I can see the ducks going over and check them out. Come on, it's okay. They said, Mama, as soon as we got used to you, you moved us again. Brambles. Brambles jumping up on me wanting my loving. Yeah, come on, babies, come on. Look, we're going to have to work on that again. We're going to be going outside soon, as soon as it stops raining. And then the chicks on the bottom are doing very well. You can see all 5 of them in the back corner back there. Come on, babies. Tick, tick, ticks, come on. Well, my feeder's in the way. Come on, tick, ticks, come on. Come on. They're developing their color on their wing, as you can see. No longer just little solid white chicks. These are Salmon Favorals and a very friendly breed. I'm just thrilled to have 5 of these to have to our flock. So extremely humid. I can't explain it if you don't live in an area where the humidity's high. On days like today in Alabama, when, there's a lot of moisture in the air, and then, it goes from sun shining to raining, the humidity's what gets you. It just makes you sticky and wet and downright miserable. I'm gonna get these eggs carton. In the meantime, let it hopefully finish the little sprinkle that it's doing so I can go and get a measuring tape and figure out how long of a roost Mr. Loki needs. I don't know. I'm doing it for Sylvie. That's why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it for Loki. He's not been nice to me and probably deserves to sleep on the floor. But Sylvie, on the other hand, I'm doing it for her. Just like that, we got eggs back in stock. I got the eggs put out. I'm at the shop gathering my tools for what I need to make Loki and Sylvie a roost. But I tell you what, I think I better get moving because I might not be able to get finished with what I have planned to do. I've also got another feeder filled, so I won't be surprised if I come back to an empty feeder with the one I had in there. Well, I didn't expect to see what I see when I came back in here. I thought they might have escaped through a small crack or something like that, but I think Sylvie is either really happy or really mad. Sylvie has decided this is the place to lay her eggs. And I honestly didn't even know that she still laid eggs. Chickens are born with the amount of eggs in their body that they will lay. And my thinking was she was probably about laid out. But not today. Not today, Sylvie said. Today is Sylvie egg laying day. So I was thinking I would put the little makeshift roost on that side. But I really want the monster to come on this side. I hope this isn't too long. It's untreated. It's what you would use up underneath a pallet to keep it off the ground. It's untreated. And I think I should just be able to screw it up on this 2x4 here. And give them, or 2x6 I should say, and give them a place to get up off the ground. Let's see. I don't guess it matters. I'm not gonna come in contact with Loki anymore. So unless he jumps on my back, it'll be good. And here's the other feeder that I'm gonna swap that one out for right here. They still do have some food left in this one, but I just feel better leaving them with this feeder. It does have legs on it, so it's elevated a little off the ground, but they can still reach it. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm just gonna screw it up about right here. That's about 2 foot off the ground, and you can see that they won't have any problem getting on it, even though they're small. I'm just gonna screw it up twice, and it's gonna hold them enough until we get a roost built. Anyway, that's the plan. It's plenty sturdy, even though it doesn't go all the way to the end over here. That's fine. You can see there's no way those little chickens are gonna make that fall. I'll move y'all's water over here. There we go. And take Sylvie's beautiful egg here. It is still warm. I almost walked in on her laying it, I do believe. I wanted to show y'all that this room is a lot bigger than it may have looked. You can see the size of, even though they're Bantam chickens, you can see how much room there is in here for them to actually get around and move. And according to the gallon feeder and gallon water, they got plenty of space. It'll be perfect for putting chicks in here to grow up, to know where they're going to live. And also any chicken that needs to move, such as Loki and Sylvie, until they can figure out this is where we're supposed to be. Well, my plan was, after I got the Bantams moved, was to come out here in the back of the house where the potager garden is. We have some raised beds back here. Jason's been working on this area, and if you watch the main channel, you know just how much. So he has planted me a little herb garden, and we've been utilizing it for recipes that we do inside the house. Most recently, we made homemade pizza and topped it with fresh basil. I don't know about y'all, but I like to use herbs in recipes just to boost up the flavor a lot. And if you don't already do that, you probably should give it a try, because you might be pleasantly surprised at how much depth it can add to just a simple food. Even just say a jar of spaghetti. Tear up some fresh basil and put it in the sauce while it's cooking, and you will dramatically change the flavor to homemade almost instantly. I mostly make homemade spaghetti sauce, but we use basil for lots of different things, and I'm going to try some pesto in the future. Don't have a good recipe, so if you do have a good recipe for pesto, I would prefer to use pine nuts, but if yours doesn't contain pine nuts, send it to me at, I don't know my email address though. It's on the website, www.coghillfarm.com. I would love to know if you have one that's simple and easy that I could try. So the raised bed here looks beautiful. You can see the parsley it's just completely full. That's over there in the back. And then we have chives and we have basil. It's just beautiful, and it needs to be used. All right, so I'm gonna pinch some of these trying to blooms off, and you see it right there. It's getting close to trying to flower, and we don't want that to happen. It'll turn bitter on us, and we're just gonna collect the leaves, and I just want enough that I can freeze dry 5 trays and have the freeze dryer full. Don't want any less, don't want any more. So hopefully I can get my amounts right, and I don't have to come back, because that storm sounds like it's creeping up on us. And I'll be able to keep these in a jar, because it's something that I'll use frequently. And I'm just going to put a little silica pack in the bottom to keep the moisture down, and use a jar sealer, and that way I can open it and use it and seal it back, and I know it's not going to last me that long. I'm going to use the fresh as long as I can before I have to dip into my freeze-dried stash. But when I do use it, I want to be able to have easy access to it. It smells so good. We're going to go inside and get what I have collected washed up and ready for the trays. I figured I was just as good to gather it in a colander, since I was going to wash it and dry it off anyway, so just give it a quick rinse. Make sure it's completely dry before you put in your freeze dryer. That looks good. Let it drain. Herbs are freeze dried a little bit different than your other foods, and we'll go over that when we get to the barn. I've just got a drying mat here, and I'm gonna spread it all out and just take a paper towel and gently blot it off. I may not have as much as I think I do, but we will see. Well, y'all, it worked out just perfectly. I have 5 beautiful trays full of basil, and we're going to head to the freeze dryer that is located at the barn in the milk room, and put these trays in and let the freeze dryer, the Harvest Right freeze dryer, work its magic. Okay, so we're at the milk room, and this is the Harvest Right freeze dryer. This is factory settings. When you cut your machine on, this is what comes on. We want to adjust our drying temperature to 90 degrees, and you simply do that by the up and down of the arrow. You can do it at about 95 with no problems, but 90, it seems to be the sweet spot for me. So you will tinker around with that. We just don't want it to be at the factory setting, which is 125 degrees, because it'll kind of turn the herbs brown, and we want to maintain that beautiful color. All we're doing is preserving them. So once we get that set, all we did was change that. Extra dry time, I always add extra dry time in case it goes off in the middle of the night, and that way I can make sure that I'm here when it needs to come out. So we're going to save, and we're just going to mash start. We're going to wait 15 minutes for the vacuum chamber to cool down. And while that's taking place, I do want to let you know that Harvest Right is having a huge sale right now. I just went and looked at their website, and the prices are fantastic. So if you are in the market for a freeze dryer, I have had very good results with this one. We have had it since we were at our old farm, never had any issues, preserved a lot of food, and it has come in very handy for even making sweet treats. You know that you can do anything from freeze drying leftovers to just herbs, flowers, whatever your heart desires, you can probably preserve it, providing it doesn't have a lot of oil content in it or a lot of fat content. There are probably some things that I'm missing, but for the most part, you can freeze dry just about anything. No alcohol. You can't freeze dry alcohol. But big sale, and we do have a link to Harvest Right on our website. I said it earlier, www.coghillfarm.com. Scroll down till you see our partners, Harvest Right, and that link will get us a tag from Harvest Right so they know that you heard it on the Cog Hill show. Anyway, we're going to wait on this to cool down for a few minutes, and then we're going to put the basil in and let it work its magic. Who's that peeking in my door? Is that Ernest? I see you, Ernest. All the rest of your friends got scared for some reason. They took off running. They're running one by one by. Not Ernest. He said, I hear you. I hear you in there. And I wanted to show y'all what a number they've done on this back area. Hey, honey, and Miss Jessie. Yeah, look a here. Just since Thursday, when I let them back here, they have really taken this grass area down. I think they thought somebody might have been out to get them. It's just me. Y'all can come back. Honey is following me and biting my elbows. Honey, I see you, baby. You don't have to bite to get my attention. And you don't either, sir. You certainly don't either. And Jessie, Miss Jessie. Wonder where Loretta is. Wonder if she's been in the water trough. Let's see. Yes, she's definitely been in the water trough. I cleaned that out earlier. Oh, here's the evidence. She's definitely a little bit damp, and she's definitely been rolling around in the dirt. Hey, girl. You a little bit nasty. Have you had a good day so far? I think you've got the perfect spot over here. All right, Miss Honey. I appreciate you being in front of me and not behind me so you can't nibble on my arms and my elbows. You can see the cows way down there in the bottom where the grass is green and growing. Since we've had some rain, grass is looking great. All the cows down there. There's some shade down there as well. Just like that, 15 minutes has gone by. It's time to put these beautiful trays of basil in the freeze dryer. I did fill all 5 trays up. And y'all, it's the simplest process you could ever ask for to preserve food. If you are like us and you don't particularly care for canning, or even if you do care for canning and you want another way to preserve your food so that it lasts up to 25 years, what better way to do that than with a freeze dryer? We have loved ours for a long time, and I think we'll continue to love it for a long time to go. I know we were kind of a little all over the place today, moving things and then freeze drying basil, but I do hope that you enjoyed this video, and I appreciate y'all taking the time to watch. Till next time, y'all be good.